Troy Vincent appeared on ESPN's Sunday NFL Countdown to address the controversies surrounding the roughing the passer calls. And I commend the effort at transparency. I long for the days of Mike Pereira and Dean Blandino working for the league office and on a regular basis, either on NFL Network or through videos that would be sent to the media, explaining in a very transparent and honest and open way mistakes that were made or not made. Just give us the straight dope. Don't circle the wagons. Don't give us alternative facts. Give us the truth about the calls that were made and how it all works. And Troy Vincent came dangerously close to telling us the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth yesterday. He said in a nutshell, Miles, number one, we support those calls. Not because they were right. He didn't say that. We support them because this is the one rule that gives the referee latitude to be wrong. It says it in the rule book. When in doubt, throw the flag to protect the quarterbacks. And this is where Vincent went farther than I thought he would. And I'm not saying I agree with it, because I think there needs to be a firewall between the NFL's business interests and the integrity of the game. Right. Vincent started quoting the numbers about X, 90 plus of the top 100 most watched views or most watched shows on TV are NFL games. And we want to have quarterbacks available. If you don't have quarterbacks, the games aren't any good. That's the NFL's business interests trumping the integrity of the game. We're willing to screw a team here or there. We're willing to have the Falcons lose a game they could have won because we want our referee to protect the quarterback, so we want him to throw the flag to make sure there's this bubble around the quarterbacks so defensive players think twice before potentially hurting quarterbacks, because we want as many quarterbacks healthy as we can, even if we have to screw a team or two along the way. That's a problem. That's a real problem. But the NFL doesn't care. They're allowing the business interest to overcome the integrity of each and every game, Miles.
They are, and that's what the biggest problem is. You can't have that and then still expect folks to be happy with the outcomes, right? These defensive players get paid millions and millions and millions of dollars to make plays. Chris Jones gets paid to sack quarterbacks, right? Von Miller, the difference maker in that game between the Bills and the Chiefs, gets paid millions and millions of dollars to sack quarterbacks, to influence and affect things. Aaron Donald gets paid millions of dollars because he can get in the backfield and sack quarterbacks and influence and affect things from a defensive standpoint. So the problem really is the inconsistencies. That's why I loved what got reported from ESPN and Adam Schefter talking about Mike Vrabel sending that reply all email.
Which happened.
He said, I appreciate the videos.
Happened. Yeah.
What's that?
It did happen.
Yeah. Look, I appreciate the videos, but let's make sure that the officiating is consistent. That's where we need to spend our time. I totally agree with that. Mike Vrabel's got a point. And it's the same thing the Falcons head coach Arthur Smith said a couple weeks ago with the Grady Jarrett thing, right? I want to know how to coach our guys, because if this is now illegal, what Jarrett did to Tom Brady, then that means we got to coach it differently. So how the hell are they supposed to coach it?
But they can't. They can't. That's the problem. And that's what Quinn Williams told me yesterday. He watched the Grady Jarrett play. He watched the Chris Jones play. They did their jobs to perfection. So what do? You know what Quinn Williams does yesterday? He hits Aaron Rodgers and throws his hands up in the air because he's afraid he's going to get flagged for doing his job. Meanwhile, the ball's bouncing around on the field. He could have gotten on it, recovered it, possibly scooped it, and scored. So, look, the defensive players just have to accept the fact that it may happen. Just go do your job. And like Quinn Williams told me yesterday, just worry about the next play. If they flag you for it, so be it. There's nothing you can do, because this is the way we're supposed to do our job. And if they're going to choose to penalize us for roughing the passer, there's nothing more we can do to alter that outcome, because this is the way we're supposed to play the game.
But that's a problem. How can we do this? How can we keep doing this? I mean, I understand obviously that quarterbacks are really a big part of the game.
Watch Quinn Williams. The ball's there. He's so worried about getting flagged. The ball's bouncing around.
He is, and that's not fair. That's not fair to him. And life isn't fair, and I understand that. And he's still getting paid millions of dollars. But I don't like to see guys being that worried about doing their jobs and doing what they get paid to do just because it's so inconsistent. I just, if we're going to do it, let's just have everything consistent. And the other thing is,
they don't want, Miles, again, back to the point.
I know.
It's not about consistency. It's not about integrity of the game. It's about making sure that quarterbacks are available, so we'll tune in record numbers and watch. Think of this example. Then we got to take a break. I need to say this before we take a break. And this may help people understand how messed up this is. Let's say that for some reason the American audience loved to watch a lot of field goals, and that there was some proven connection between more field goals means more people tune in and watch the game. And they were officiating games in a way that engineered more field goals. We would say, that's really messed up. That's what they're doing. They know what results in higher viewership. They're officiating the games in a way that's conducive to the thing that leads to higher viewership, not anything to do with the integrity of the game. I want people to understand that. They are undermining deliberately and consciously the integrity of the game in order to advance the business interests of the NFL. And people need to start talking about it, and people need to start yelling about it, because that's the only way it's ever going to change. But you know what? I don't think it will. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.